What's going on, guys? My name's Thieving, and today I'll show you the fastest XP per hour methods for every skill. And I'm going in order from fastest to slowest. Let's get into it. The fastest possible training method in the game is creating demonic thrones in your player-owned house. This gives 14 million construction XP per hour, meaning it's possible to get 200 million XP in around 15 hours. But that's going to cost 184 bill, and if you were to buy bonds, you would have to spend 119,000 US dollars at the current prices. In this video, I'm also going to show the fastest viable method for every skill. So those will be methods that don't cost billions. The fastest viable construction XP in the game is done through constructing gnome benches, also known as mahogany benches. Since there are two right next to each other, it allows you to remove one piece of furniture while building the other. With that, it's possible to get over 1 million construction XP per hour. They give the same XP as mahogany dining tables, and they also cost the exact same amount. The next is both smithing and crafting, where it's possible to get over 10 million XP in both skills at the same time. So this is actually the fastest XP per hour method in the game, but not the fastest for one specific skill. The method involves singing crystal armor, then reverting the armor back to crystal seeds and repeating the process. This costs around 4 bill to reach 99 smithing and crafting, which is way too much for a regular player. So for us normal players, the fastest smithing XP in the game is done at the blast furnace, smithing gold. It's possible to get up to 380k smithing XP per hour. Although, if you hire runners there, you can reach XP rates of up to 600k. The fastest viable crafting experience comes from making black dragonhide bodies, where you can get up to 400k XP per hour. The next fastest skill is Fletching, where it's possible to get over 5 million XP per hour with dragon darts. This is done using Windows mouse keys. More realistically, players will max out at 3 mil XP per hour, with some breaks and mistakes. Fletching dragon darts is also considered to be the fastest viable training method that won't completely break the bank. Speaking of not breaking the bank, Creator Crafted has just launched their holiday sale, where you can save big site-wide. I personally have the Elysian sign. These are one of the best sellers for the shop and are officially licensed by Jagex for a reason. There's a range of new mousepads available, including the Zora mousepad, Jad, and Duke. All of these designs are made by artists within the community. They've just restocked for the Christmas period, and last year, the popular items sold out very quickly. Every single product that they sell is the perfect gift for any RuneScape fan, with impressive, nostalgic pieces. One of my favorites being the cute Kraken plushie. They've got an entire lineup of plushies, with these new Rune plushie sets just having been released. And Crumb's resin cast figurines are back this year too. They're super heavy, feeling like glass or ceramic. With hundreds of 5-star reviews across all of their products, I can assure a smooth shopping and delivery experience, along with top quality items. Better yet, on top of the huge site-wide sale for the holidays, you can use my coupon code Theoatrix10 to save an extra 10% off everything. So head to creatorcrafted.com or click the link in the description to browse the store before they sell out. Thanks to Creator Crafted for sponsoring this video. The next fastest skill in the game is farming, where it's effectively possible to get 2.5 mil XP per hour. This is done by doing a complete tree run, and if it takes around 10 minutes, you're basically getting over 2 mil XP per hour. But that's not a method that you can do constantly for experience. So the absolute fastest farming XP per hour consistently is constructing tall boxed hedges in your player-owned house. This gives 400k farming XP per hour, while giving 400k in construction as well. It's extremely expensive though, where getting 99 farming is going to cost over 3 bill. The fastest viable farming experience is probably going to be tree runs, since they're not overly expensive but are still very fast. Alternatively, Tithe Farm is the fastest consistent viable farming XP, reaching XP rates of around 110k per hour. Next on the list is prayer and training at the Chaos Altar in the wilderness with superior dragon bones is the fastest XP in the game, nearing 2 mil XP per hour. The method there is very dangerous if you want to do it quickly. The fastest viable prayer experience is using dragon bones, which are about a third of the cost, and using them at a lit gilded altar will net over 600k XP per hour. The next skill is ranged, where it's possible to reach 1 million ranged XP per hour with black chinchompers. Maniacal monkeys are the best monsters to use chinchompers for experience, since there's so many of them in the room. Black chins are quite expensive, so the fastest viable ranged method would be using red chinchompers at maniacal monkeys, which can still get you over 800k XP per hour. Cooking is another fast skill, where you can max out at 950k per hour when one tick cooking karambwans. This takes a bit of practice and rhythm, but compared to some of the other tick manipulation methods, it's not too bad. The fastest viable cooking experience comes from the Bake Pie spell on the Lunar spellbook, where with summer pies you can get 490k XP per hour. Herblore is another skill that can be leveled fairly quickly, and it's possible to get 840k XP per hour by one-ticking extended super anti-fire potions. This means you have to hold the spacebar and use the ingredients on each other every game tick without fail. The fastest viable method that doesn't require one ticking is making Menophyte remedies, and these will net 500k XP per hour. Now for magic, and the absolute fastest XP per hour with magic comes from one-tick enchanting onyx bolts. Doing this, you can get 580k XP per hour, and it's also not super expensive. A semi-viable method that was recently introduced with Araxor is casting Cure Me with Araxites, and doing this, you can expect 400k XP per hour. The fastest magic training method that won't completely break the bank is casting barrage spells on maniacal monkeys, where with max gear, you can get around 380k XP per hour. Firemaking is another fairly quick skill, and the fastest XP per hour in the game is done by burning redwood logs, reaching around 520k per hour. That's also a fairly viable method, but if you want profit while getting good XP, the Winter Todd provides up to 320k per hour. If you have some ults using the energy transfer spell at Necraels, it's possible to get over 400k attack XP per hour by using the Din's Bulwark special attack. Getting enough players or ults together to do that method is pretty hard, so a more viable fast attack method is using full Darox in the Nightmare Zone, while actively looking for the Power Surge power-up. That gives up to 180k per hour. Although another high XP method would be to fight Sulphur Naguas with the full Blood Moon set, where it's possible to get 170k per hour. The fastest strength XP in the game is also possible through the spec transfer spell, but this time it's with the crystal halberd. The XP rate is slightly lower for strength, but it is possible to get around 400k per hour with the halberd. Once again, the fastest viable methods are sulfur naguas and darox in the nightmare zone. Defense, on the other hand, gives you more options. You can throw black gin chompers on defensive mode to get up to 400k XP per hour. Or you can also use the crystal halberd with energy transfer to reach a similar XP rate. Once again, the viable methods remain the same. Runecrafting is one of the slowest skills in the game, but it's actually possible to get over 350k XP per hour by creating eternal, primordial, or Pegasian boots. The downside though is the crystals only have a buy limit of 15 every 4 hours, making it nearly impossible to consistently do this method. The most consistent, fastest runecrafting XP is hiring lava runners. With a good connection, having 4 runners will max out at around 280k per hour. The fastest viable runecrafting XP comes from making steam runes, where it's possible to get 105k XP per hour. The thieving skill is next fastest, where you can get 300k at rogues chests if you're uninterrupted and you don't get PK'd. That's almost impossible, so you can expect more like 260k XP per hour. The fastest viable thieving training method is completing pyramid plunder, where at higher levels you get 270k per hour. Hunting black gin chompers with an alt is the fastest possible hunter XP, but that has a range of factors like PKers and whether you have an alt to help with the method. But doing that can get over 290k hunter XP per hour. The fastest viable and consistent XP per hour for hunter is completing master hunter rumors with a decent block list, which is going to net around 230k. Hitpoints is next, and using black gin chompers on maniacal monkeys is going to get you the absolute fastest hitpoints XP in the game, around 280k per hour. A more viable method would be to use red chins, where you still get 230k hitpoints XP per hour. Another skill that can be fairly slow, but has had its speed increased with recent updates, is woodcutting. And if you 1.5 tick teak trees on Fossil Island, you can max out at 240k XP per hour. That method is not that easy, so the fastest viable woodcutting method, which doesn't use tick manipulation, is cutting Saliset mushrooms, where it's possible to get over 100k with a crystal axe. Next is Slayer, where it's possible to get 200k per hour, but only for a brief time while you're on a good task. At Smoke Devils, if you use an alt and goading potions, that's how you get the 200k per hour. Without alts, but still with a lot of focus, you can reach around 140k per hour on a Smoke Devils task, which makes it the fastest Slayer XP task in the game. Fishing is another slow one, and the absolute fastest fishing XP possible is only 130k per hour. That's done by 2-tick harpooning, which is very click intensive, and you don't make any money. So a more viable pathway to 99 would be defeating Temporos, and while soloing, it's possible to get over 100k per hour at a high level. The second slowest skill on this list is mining, where the fastest possible XP is done with 3-tick 4 granite, netting 125k per hour. The volcanic mine or Zolcano are both the fastest viable mining methods in the game, where you can reach nearly 100k XP per hour with both of those. And finally, the last skill on the list is agility. And if you complete every floor of the sepulchre efficiently, and you don't do any looting, it's possible to get a little over 100k XP per hour. Realistically, you want to do some looting, and that lowers your XP rate by about 5k, so you'll end up with just under 100k. Anyways, that was the fastest XP per hour methods for every skill. Be sure to check out Creator Crafted's holiday sale, and you can save an extra 10% by using the coupon code Theoatrix10. The link to the store is in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and subscribe to my second channel for more old school content. Thanks for watching.